Hello. Yeah, I'm audible. Sorry, Jaideep sir isn't well. He's having some issues. So I will be continuing the topic that we were doing in the last class. And that from tomorrow onward, Jaideep sir will continue electrostatics. He's not well. He's facing some issues. So okay, let's move on to the topic that we were doing yesterday. So what topic we were doing yesterday? The last class? Hello.
Multiplication of vectors.
Multiplication of vectors we were doing fine. We did dot product, right? We have already discussed dot product. We were supposed to do cross product today. So let's do one more question on dot product, then we will continue with cross. Okay. So some few new spreads. Betsy and Farah, do you remember some part of dot product and cross product?
Yes.
Okay, use it. So from the dot product, let's start with a simple question. You have a vector A, which is I cap, plus j cap minus 2k cap. This is we have already discussed, and you have another p, which is I cap minus j cap plus 3k cap. If I ask you to calculate angle between vector A and vector B, angle between vector A and B, what's the angle between A and B? So can anyone tell me the relation, how to get the value of angle between A and B now, if A and B are given in this form? Aksha, you remember relation to calculate the angle between A and B if A and B are in this form? Wait, does anyone remember how to get the value of angle if two vectors are given? We did this thing yesterday.
Cos theta equals to dot product of vector A and B by magnitude of A into magnitude of B.
Right, it's dot product of A and B divided by the magnitude of A into the magnitude of. This is how we calculate cost. So what is A dot B? This is vector A and this is vector B. Aksha, what is A dot B now? Here?
1 minus 1
So it
minus
will be 1 minus 1 minus 6 divided by the magnitude of vector A. The magnitude of vector A is root over. The coefficient of I cap is 1, j cap is 1, k cap is minus 2. So it's 1 square plus 1 square plus minus 2 square. Then again, it's root over, it's 1 square plus minus 1 square plus 3 square. So this is minus 6 divided by it's 4 plus 1 plus 6, it's root 6. 9, 10, 11, it's root 11. So you can say that cos theta for this particular case is minus 6 by root over 6. So this is how you can calculate the angle between two vectors if vectors are given in condition. Just note it down. We'll start cross product. After cross product, we'll start our next topic, that is kinematics. I hope you have written. The next is the cross product. Next is the cross product. See, what does cross product mean? So if you have two vectors, one is vector A, another is vector B, they are inclined at some angle theta. So you can write A cross B as A cross B is A B sine theta into n cap. This is A cross B. A B sine theta into n cap. So see, A is a vector, B is a vector. The cross product of A and B is another vector. So you, along with the magnitude of A cross B, you should know the direction of A cross B also. So this is the direction of A. This is the direction of B. You need direction of A cross B. So the direction of A cross B is perpendicular to both A and B. Direction of A cross B is perpendicular to both A and B. Direction of A cross B is perpendicular to both A and B. Vector A and vector B. So perpendicular to both A and B means it's either outwards or it's inwards. So if you draw vector A and B in the plane of your notebook, then A cross B it's either perpendicular to the plane of your notebook or it's into the plane of your notebook. So whether it's outwards or inwards, we use right hand thumb. We will be using right hand thumb. See, we won't use right hand thumb rule right now. So I'm not discussing right hand thumb rule. But you should remember that if A and B are vectors, then A cross B is another vector and the direction of that another vector is perpendicular to the plane containing A. So there are certain properties of cross product. The first property is the result is a vector. The result is a vector quantity. The second property is if you have two parallel vectors, like if vectors are parallel. Mamuna, what is the angle between two parallel vectors? If we have two vectors which are parallel, what is the angle between them? Hiba, what is the angle between two parallel vectors? Hanifa, angle between two parallel vectors? Okay, Hiba is
90.
90. No, no,
0 degree.
0 degree. Yes, angle between parallel vectors is 0. So if I open A cross B, then A cross B will be, if I use this relation, AB sine theta. So it will be AB sine 0. Let's see how much is sine 0? Farhat, how much is sine 0? So sine 0 is 0. So your A cross B will comes out to this. So if vectors are parallel, that means angle between both the vectors is 0 and A cross B will be 0. So if I take cross product of I cap and I cap, Aksa, what's the angle between I cap and I cap?
0.
0. So the cross product would be 0. If I take I cross I cross J, or if I take K cross K, then the cross product will always be 0. I cross I, J cross J, K cross K. This is 0. Third part. And there is one more way to check the parallel vector. See, see if two vectors A and B, if two vectors, vector A and vector B can be written as A is equal to lambda B. So if you have two vectors and they can be written as A is equal to lambda B, where lambda is some real number. That means A and B are parallel. This is the shortcut method to check whether the given vectors are parallel or not. So this statement simply means if two vectors are multiple of each other, then they are parallel. For example, I'm giving you an example. This A is, let's say, I cap minus 2j cap plus 3k cap. And then you have vector B, which is 2i cap minus 4j cap plus 6k cap. So this B can be written as some multiple of vector A. So it is twice of vector A, right? If you multiply vector A by 2, you will get vector B. So you can write B is twice of A. So that means B and A are parallel. Is it clear? This last step? Hanifa, Saifullah, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Note it down, then we'll continue. Betsy, Farhad, are you following it?
Yes, sir.
Betsy, are you getting it? This cross product?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you are facing some problem in just 5-10 minutes, we'll finish this cross product and we'll be starting our next chapter, motion in 1D. So that will be a fresh thing for you. Can I scroll it now? Haji, written, Hanifa, Memuna.
Yes, sir.
See, the third is perpendicular vectors. Like what will happen if your vectors are perpendicular? Perpendicular vectors. So if you have vectors which are perpendicular, that means angle between them is 90 degrees. So let's open A cross B. What's the formula of A cross B, Betsy? We just have written. What's the formula of A cross B?
AB sine theta.
AB sine theta. Theta is 90 degree now. And sine 90 is 1. So that will be AB. This is the maximum value of cross product. Your cross product is maximum if vectors are perpendicular to each other. So if I ask you to calculate the cross product of I cap and J cap, then you can do it in this way. This is magnitude of I cap, magnitude of J cap into sine of angle. What is angle between I cap and J cap, Memuna? Hiba, what is the angle between I cap and J cap?
90.
Sine 90. And what is the unit vector which is perpendicular to both I and J, Saifullah?
K.
K. So that's right. So, and what is the magnitude of I cap, Ellen?
So what?
1. What about J cap?
1.
1. So it's just K cap. So you can say that I cap cross J cap is equal to K cap. The cross product of I cap and J cap is K cap. Similarly, you can calculate the cross product of J and K. Similarly, you can calculate the cross product of K and I. But these results are important. You should remember these results. So to remember these results, there is a small trick. What you can do is you can write I cap here, you can write J cap here, and you can write K cap here. So when you go from I to J, or you can go from J to K, or you can go from K to I. So the rule is if you are going clockwise, there is a method to remember these cross products. So if you are going clockwise means it's positive. If you are going anti-clockwise, then anti-clockwise is negative. Clockwise means if you go from I to J, that's clockwise. So I cross J will be equal to the third unit vector, which is K cap. But if I go anti-clockwise, like I write J cross I, then J cross I will be the minus of K cap. Farhat, using the same rule, if I write J cross K, how much will be this J cross K? Same rule, I'm going clockwise from J to K. How much would be J cross K? Farhat, answer. Even if your answer is wrong, that doesn't matter.
Sir, can you explain once again?
Yeah, I'm saying from J, what will be the value of J cross K? See, if I write here I cross J, that comes out to be K. Using the same rule, I'm saying what will be J cross K? So which unit vector is left?
I.
I. So J cross K will be I. What if I reverse the order for her? Instead of J cross K, what will happen if I write K cross J?
Minus I.
Similarly, if I write K cross I, K cap cross I cap. Let's see, what will be K cross I cap?
J cap.
J cap. If I reverse the order I cross K, that will be minus of J cap. So you should remember these results of perpendicular vectors. After this, the next rule is fourth, distributive property. Distributive. Distributive property means if I write A cross B plus C, then we can write this as A cross B plus A cross. Instead of positive sign, if you have a negative sign, it will be A cross B minus A cross B. That's it. I think. After distributive property, next is the most important thing, which is cross product in Cartesian. Cross product in Cartesian. So Cartesian form means, what does Cartesian form means, Hanifa?
It can be added algebraically.
Sorry?
Can be added algebraically.
No. Hiba. What was this Cartesian form? We did this thing yesterday. Alan, what was Cartesian form?
So A1I plus A2J plus A3K.
A1 I cap plus A2 J cap plus A3 K cap. I gave some homework question also, no, yesterday. K cap plus A3 K. Now, if vectors are given in Cartesian form and I ask you to calculate the cross product, see the rule is. To calculate cross product when vectors are given in Cartesian form, what we do is we first write it down, the first row, I cap, j cap, and k cap. Then the second row will be the coefficient of I cap, which is A1, coefficient of j cap, which is A2, coefficient of k cap, which is A3. Hiba, what will be the next row? Hiba. What will be the next row, bache? Hiba, you are not audible. Can you please repeat? Sefula, what will be the first next row?
B1, B2, and B3.
See, if you don't know the answer of any question, you can say, I don't know. There's no harm in saying, I don't know. At least I would know that in what topic you have issues, and I can arrange some self-study sessions for the same thing. So now you have to expand this thing. To expand this thing, we'll expand it by the rows. So this is I cap. This is the row of I cap. This is the column of I cap. So row and column will get cancelled out. Now you just have this thing, A2, B3, and B2, A3. So you can write this as this row and this column will get eliminated. You just have A2, B3 minus A3, B2. We always multiply in this way. First multiply to the right, then we multiply to the right. Second term in the cross product is negative minus j cap. So when you take j cap, so the row of j cap, this row, and the column of j cap will get eliminated. You are left with A1, B3, B1, A3. So this will be A1, B3 minus B1, A3. Now, if I take the third element, which is k cap, this is k. So the first row containing k cap and the first column containing k cap will get eliminated. So this is k cap. So you just are left with 4, A1, A2, B1, B2. So this will be A1, B2 minus B1, A2. So it's A1, B2 minus A2, B2. This is how we calculate cross product. Dot product was pretty easy. Just multiply the coefficient of I cap with I cap, j cap with j cap, k cap with k cap. But when you are doing cross product, you have to open this determinant. Is this clear or I have to repeat it again? Aksa, Mamuna,
It's clear, sir.
it's clear. Hiba, Farhat,
Yes, understood.
it's okay. Note it down. We'll do some questions over it. See, the best thing to learn this cross product is don't look at this equation. Now, if you understand how to open it, just open it, write your equation on your own. At the end, you can check from it. Few people try to remember this formula as well, but it's not very helpful. You should always calculate cross product using this equation, using this determinant. Hiba, is your mic working properly? Say some yes, no.
Yes, sir.
It's working. Mamuna is not responding. She's not in class.
Sir, I'm here.
You are here, but you were not here 10-15 minutes back.
Sir, I answered what is the angle between both the vectors in parallel vectors.
You answered?
Yeah, I wrote 0 in the chat.
Okay, bache, okay. Okay, so you are okay. I'm the co-host, bache, yeah? So when you respond in chat, just respond to the co-host. I'm not the host, I'm the co-host today. You must be responding to the co-host.
Okay.
See why I just keep on asking questions. I'm very much concerned that you people respond. It's just because if you don't respond, your brain will go to the sleeping mode, just like your laptop or your mobile phone screen. If you keep on responding, you will be in class. Otherwise, you'll go to the sleeping mode. And in crash course, we have very limited time. So you have to utilize each and every second of the class. As I said earlier, you won't have time to study theory again. So you have to finish your theory in this class only. And at the end of the class, you'll be doing just numericals. After the class, you will have time for numericals, not for theory. So written, can I just go to some numericals? It's okay. And please do cross questioning. The subject like physics, you can't learn this subject just by listening. We learn this subject by continuous discussions. So you can ask question, why negative sign, why not positive sign? If you keep on asking questions, that will help you in improving your numerical solving skills. That will eventually help you in your entrance exam. Okay, so I'm giving you a very, very basic question. You have two vectors. One is A, which is I cap plus J cap plus 3K cap. And then you have a vector B, which is I cap minus J cap minus 2K cap. Calculate a unit vector perpendicular to both vector A and vector B. So this is vector A and this is vector B. You need a unit vector which is perpendicular to both vector A as well as vector B. So to calculate this unit vector, I am giving you a hint. So the first step in the hint is calculate A cross B. First, calculate A cross B. Then for the unit vector, what you can do is you can just take this A cross B and make it a unit vector. Ellen, how to make a vector into a unit vector? If I give you,
We divide it by the number that we get. That's common.
yeah, divided by its magnitude, right? If you take a vector and you divide that vector by its magnitude will become 1. So those who have just first class today, you should at least be able to solve this A cross B. And then I will explain how to calculate the unit vector. Do it. So this numerical will have 2 steps. First of all, calculate the cross product and please write your answer in chat room. So in chat room, don't need to write I cap, J cap, K cap. You can simply write 1, 1, 3. I will understand. First one is I, second is J, third is K. So in chat room, no need to write this whole thing. And please send your answers to the co-host. I'm the co-host. And if you have any doubt during calculation, just ask. Don't wait for me to finish the numerical and then you will ask. If you have doubt, just ask it now. Okay, I got one answer from Ellen.
See, it's usually a lengthy calculation, so don't make any this calculation error. Huh? Sebula, Aksa, answers. Okay, fine. Sebula, you calculate. Sebula, this is the unit vector. Huh? This is a unit vector?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. I got answer from Ellen, Sebula, Farhad, Aksa. So Hanifa, Memuna, Hiba, I'm waiting for answers. And Betsy. Please don't make any mistake in haste. Huh? Just do with your natural speed. The important thing is you should not make any small minor calculation mistake. Okay, let's wait for one more minute. Huh? Okay, good. Hanifa wrote some answer. Okay. Memuna and Betsy are still waiting for answers. If you have issues, you can just directly tell me. If you're facing issues in calculations. Betsy, Memuna, are you still solving it? It's okay. What about you, Betsy? See, the strange thing is all of you are getting different answers. The answers of no two is matching. All are getting different answers. Hiba, are you calculating it? Or facing issues? Okay, let's do it. So Hiba and Betsy, you will tell. Betsy, what will be the first row after I cap, J cap, and K cap? What will be the next row? Hiba, what will be the next row?
One, and 3.
Yeah, 1, 1, and 3. And what will be the third row, Hiba? Okay, let Betsy answer this question. Betsy, what will be the third row?
1, -1, and -2.
1, -1, and -2. Good. So let's expand it from the first row. So Betsy, let's do it together. Huh? Just tell me the first step. If I expand it from I cap, then what will happen? You will eliminate the first row. And then you will eliminate the first column. And we'll be left with only I cap. We are left with only the 4 terms.
So first multiply this with this. Betsy, just keep me telling the answers. Huh? Just multiply 1 and minus 2. What you will get?
-2.
Minus 2 minus. What will be the next term? Multiply this and this.
-3.
So it will be minus of minus 3. Now let's take second term as negative, minus of j cap. So if I take second term to be negative, then this row and this column will get eliminated. So what are the terms which are left here? Let's see.
1 into -2 and 3 into minus 1
Perfect.
into 2.
So it's 1 into minus 2 minus 1 into 3 minus 3 plus k gap. Now tell me, what will be the terms which will be left here?
1 into 1 and 1 into -1.
Yeah, 1 and minus 1 and 1 into 1. So 1 and minus 1 is minus 1 minus 1. So this is minus 2 plus 3, it's I cap, plus 3 j cap minus 2 k cap, that is A cross.
So how's the 3j cap?
Sorry, 3 j cap, no?
It's 5, right?
Sorry, it's 5, yes. That's 5. It's 5. Minus 3 minus 2. So who was getting the right answer? Farhat was not correct. Hanifa made mistake in second term in the negative sign. Yes, Aksa was getting the right answer. And 5 minus 2. Saifullah was getting the right answer. And yes, Ellen also. So A cross B is I cap plus 5j cap minus 2k cap. This is the vector. Now, how to calculate the magnitude of this vector? See, the calculation of magnitude is very simple. Just take root over. The coefficient of I cap is 1, so it's 1 square. Coefficient of j cap is 5, so it's 5 square. Coefficient of k cap is minus 2, so it's minus 2 square. How much is this now? So it's 1 plus 25 plus 4. So it's root over 30. So the unit vector, which is perpendicular to both A and B is, it's A cross B divided by magnitude of A. A cross B by mod of A cross B. So this is I cap plus 5 j cap minus 2 k cap divided by its root over 30. This is the unit. Load it down. Let's do some questions from the previous years and then start with the next chapter. Please tell me when you have written. I'll scroll it. Everyone have written up to here? Iba, Alan, Betsy,
Yes, sir.
sure. So this is last topic of cross product, which is geometrical meaning of cross product. Geometrical meaning of cross product. So geometrical meaning of cross product simply means if you have two vectors, vector A, vector B, they're inclined at an angle theta. Now, if I complete a parallelogram by taking a vector parallel to B and taking a vector parallel to A, this is the parallelogram. The area of this parallelogram, if you want area of this parallelogram, the area of parallelogram is the magnitude of vector A cross vector. This is geometrical meaning of cross product. Like if you have two vectors, then the area of parallelogram is the magnitude of vector A into vector B now. Okay, if in the same question it gives you vector A and vector B and it asks you to calculate that length of diagonal, Aksa, what will you do? What will you do to calculate the length of the diagonal? Alan, A and B are given. How will you calculate the length of the diagonal?
The resultant vector.
Ah, very good. Perfect. So if you have A and B, you can just add them up vectorically and get the value of resultant vector. Perfect. Okay, just note it down. This is about cross product. We'll do one question from the PYQ and we'll start motion inverting. Just one last question and then we will be starting motion inverting. Just note it down. After geometrical meaning, solve this question. So for all of those who were not present in the last class, if you want to open A dot B, then A dot B is just AB cos theta. Fine. The difference between A cross B and A dot B is A cross B is AB sin theta and A dot B is AB cos theta. Do it. So you have three, it's a lengthy question, will take some time. You have 3 minutes for this, 409. I'll wait up to 412. See, there are two steps in this question. The first step, get the value of theta. For the value of theta, I'm giving you hint. Write A cross B as AB sin theta, A dot B as AB cos theta. Take cos theta to the left hand side, will come into denominator, and you will get tan theta. So you can easily get the value of angle. First, you need angle between A and B, and then you will apply the parallel. You can do one thing. Let's first send me the answer of angle, because if angle is wrong, then the A plus B will be wrong. First, send me the answer of the angle between A and B. I'm repeating the hint again. A cross B, write this as AB sin theta. A dot B, write this as AB cos theta. Just take cos theta to the left hand side and you get tan theta equals something. Saifullah, good. Theta is right now. Let's proceed. Get the value of A. Use parallelogram now. Hanifa, very good. Now you can proceed. Get the value of A plus B. Betsy, very good. Fahad, Alan, Hiba, Memuna, just check your calculation first. What's the angle between A and B that you are getting? What's the value of angle that you are getting? Ellen, Fahad, Hiba. Just send me the answer of angle. The rest I will calculate. Okay, let's open it together. Hiba, what's the formula when you open A cross B? How will you open A cross B? Just tell me formula of A cross B. Hiba, open this cross product A cross B. What's the formula to open this A cross B? Farhat,
AB sin theta n cap.
this is AB sin theta. See, n cap will not come if because you are calculating just the magnitude. Huh? This modulus means only magnitude. N cap shows direction, so we won't write A cap here. And this is root 3. A dot B will be A B cos theta. So the next step, what you can do is you can just cancel this AB with AB. And you will get sin theta divided by cos theta is equal to root 3. So we'll get tan theta is equal to root 3. So we'll get theta equal to 60 degrees. So this is how we calculated angle between the vectors. Memuna, is it correct now? Okay. The next is you need A plus B, the magnitude of A plus B. The magnitude of A plus B is root over its A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So how much is theta? Theta is 60 degrees. So instead of theta, I can write A cos 60. See, cos 60 is half. So that's A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 60, which is half. So this half will cancel this half. So you are left with only A square plus B square plus 2. So that's the correct answer. A square plus B square. Not sorry, 2AB, not 2 gets cancelled out. Just AB. The first is the correct answer. Is it clear now? Hiba, Farhad?
Yes, sir.
Sure, good. Just note it down. So that was about vectors. Vectors is over. Now we'll start with motion in 1D. See, in NEET exam, vector means 2 questions. At least 2 questions will come from vectors. And rest of the physics depends upon vectors. If your vector is weak, then you will have issues in kinematics, you will have issues in laws of motion, you will face issues in electrostat as well. Okay, so after vectors, let's start with the kinematics next topic. See, kinematics is the branch where we study motion without considering its cause. What is the cause of each motion? The cause of each motion is force. So in kinematics, we don't study force. We study motion without considering the cause of motion. That's kinematics. We can divide kinematics into further 2 parts. It could be motion in a straight line Motion in straight line. Kinematics is a big chapter. Then it's motion in a plane. Next, you can divide this motion in the plane into further two categories. It could be a projectile motion, or it could be a circular motion. And the whole of kinematics means around 4 to 5 questions in your exam. So we'll start with motion in 1D. See, the motion in 1D or straight line motion. Straight line motion means 1D motion. This starts with a concept of distance and displacement. Distance and displacement. So what is the difference between distance and displacement, Hiba? Do you remember there is difference between distance and displacement? Ellen, do you remember difference between distance and displacement?
So distance is the total distance covered, where displacement is the least distance covered.
Yeah, the distance is the actual path, as Alan said, total distance covered. So if a body moves from A to B, B to C, and C to D, distance here means the total path covered by the body. So the distance here is AB plus BC plus C. While displacement is the shortest path. So displacement distance is the actual path. The scalar quantity is SI unit is meter. Then what is displacement? Is the shortest path between 2 points. Shortest path between 2 points. And those 2 points are initial and final position. Shortest path between initial and the final position. That's displacement. Shortest path between initial and final position is displacement. So if I call this as the initial position and I call this as the final position, then this shortest path is the displacement. This is the and displacement is a vector. So if you have two displacements, you can't add them up algebraically. SI unit is meter. To add displacement, you need vector laws. Now, if I compare distance and displacement, Farhat, what do you think? Out of displacement and displacement, which should be greater?
Distance.
Distance. Mamuna, in what case distance and displacement will be equal? See, in general, Farhat is correct. Farhat is saying distance is greater than displacement. That's totally correct. Now I'm asking, is there any case when distance and displacement can be equal? Mamuna. Saifullah. When they can be equal, distance and displacement. Farhat, can you answer when these two quantities are equal? See, in general, distance can be greater than or equal to displacement. But if your motion is a straight line, like body is moving from here to here, and if I call this as 5 meter, what is the actual path? Actual path is 5 meter. What is the shortest path? Shortest path is 5 meters. So in a motion in a straight line, for motion in straight line, distance and displacement are equal. Otherwise, distance is always greater than displacement.
There are many other properties of distance and displacement, but right now we don't have time to study unnecessary things. So these are the important properties on which you can get questions. Just note it down. We'll do one numerical over it. Well done. We'll do one numerical from the Pvt itself. Let me see if I can find some question. Usually they don't ask question on just distance and displacement. They use distance and displacement in different variables. But let me check if there is. No direct question from distance and displacement. Tell me once you have written, scroll it. Okay, after distance and displacement, the next thing is speed and velocity. So let's first do speed and then we'll come to velocity. Speed is the ratio of distance and time. Ratio of distance and time. We can divide, and speed is just like distance, speed is a scalar. SI unit is meter per second. If you want to convert, if you have a speed which is given in kilometer per hour and you want to convert it in meter per second, so you can write that 1 kilometer per hour is 5/18 meter per second. That's speed. Now you can have types of speed. You can divide speed into two categories, like speed can be uniform or speed of the body can be non-uniform. So you can have uniform as well as non-uniform speed. Non-uniform speed. Non-uniform speed can be further divided into two categories. Uniform speed means constant speed. If your speed is not changing, then we say that it is a uniform speed. But if your speed is changing continuously, then we call it non-uniform. Non-uniform speed can be further divided into two categories. It could be average if your speed is non-uniform. Then you can either calculate average speed or you can calculate instantaneous speed. These are the two types of speeds that you can calculate. Could be average or it could be instantaneous. Please note down.
Haji, written?
Yes.
So from where is your next, when is your next class? Your next class is from 5 o'clock, huh? I mean 5 o'clock IST. So your will be 2:30 p.m. Next class is after half an hour, huh?
Yes.
Okay, I'll extend it for 5 minutes. I have to finish average speed. So let's see how to calculate average speed. See, if you know speed, that means you know velocity. In one-dimensional motion, speed and velocity are almost the same type of quantities. So let's see how to calculate average. See, there is only one formula to calculate average speed, and that is total distance divided by total time. Total distance divided by total time. No other shortcut, no other formula. There are few shortcuts, but they won't be very, very helpful to you. So this is the only formula, total distance by total time. Even if speed is given, time is given, you have to calculate total distance. For example, if I say a body moves from A to B with a speed of 5 meters per second, and the time for which it travels from A to B is 3 seconds. Similarly, the same body moves from B to C. It travels with a speed of 10 meters per second, and it takes 5 seconds. You're supposed to calculate the average speed. The first common mistake is what some students do, they just take the average 5 plus 10 by 2. It's not average speed. It's a very common mistake. Average speed is always total distance divided by total time, not the mean of this. In some special cases, average speed is equal to the mean of individual speed, but not always. So don't use this ever. So what you will do, you will need distance from A to B. And who will tell me how to calculate distance? The speed is given, time is given. Hiba, how will you calculate distance if speed and time are given? A to B, speed is 5, time is 3. How to calculate distance? Alan? Ah, yes, Hiba is saying something. Hiba?
Speed into time.
Speed into time, simply. So speed is 5, time is 3, so the distance is 15. Similarly, you can calculate distance here also. It's 10 into 5, it's 50 meters. Now you can calculate average speed. The ratio of total distance and total time. How much is total distance? It's 50 plus 15. What is total time? It's 10 plus 5. So this is 65 divided by 50. So that's the average speed. If in the same question he asks you to calculate average velocity, it will be the same thing because it's one dimension motion. Distance and displacement are equal. That means speed and velocity are equal. Do it, and then we will do one question from NEET PYQ based on the same concept. Note down this question. Then we will do one question from NEET PYQ. Note down this question and tell me your final answer. Don't get confused with velocity. It's a one-dimensional motion, so velocity and speed will have same meaning. Answers? Is anyone solving this numerical or I have to solve it?
1 minute, sir.
Solve it. Okay, I got two answers. Memuna and Ellen. Very good. Both seems correct. See, it's an easy question. So a person traveling in a straight line moves with a constant velocity v1 for a certain distance x. So it's going from A to B, distance is x, speed is v1. B to C, distance is same distance x, and v2 for the equal next distance. Speed v2. Bharat, how will you calculate time here from A to B? Distance and speed is given. I need time taken from A to B. How will you calculate that time?
Distance by speed.
Distance by speed. So T1 is x by v1. So these are small questions. Should be able to solve it. T2 is x by v2. So average speed, V average is total distance x plus x, which is 2x, divided by total time, which is x by v1, plus x by v2. So it's 2x divided by x is common, 1 by v1. So this x will cancel this x. So you can say that your V average is 2 by 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2. So what you can do is you can take this whole term to the left hand side. So you can write that 1 by v1 plus, sorry, 1 by v1 plus 1 by v2 is 2 by v average. So B option is correct. Good. Very good. Memuna, Betsy, Saifullah, all were with option B. Very good. So is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we'll stop today here. Tomorrow, I believe Jaydeep sir will continue with electrostatics only. And just one more thing. See, I am not the faculty. I am the academic head here. So usually in the starting of batch, I take classes just to understand the conceptual and calculation, the standard of all students, so that I can design a course that will suit you. So your faculties are Amna ma'am and Jaydeep sir. I just take few initial classes so that I can design a course for you people. Now I at least know about each student, your strong points and your weak points, so I can design a course accordingly. So I'll be designing your class lectures, your assignments, your test series, and everything. So tomorrow Jaydeep will take, and you will receive messages regarding your feedback. So if you have anything issues, you can just respond on those feedbacks. Fine. So class is over. Now I will be discussing the strategy part. I guess Betsy and Bharat, huh? So it's your first class. So let's discuss how we'll proceed in this course. Rest can leave the meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yes, Saiful, it will include all topics that we are taking from Saturday to Thursday.